Great customer service has many dimensions, but one of the cornerstones is how we deal with customers one-on-one. Face-to-face interaction is something that you don't often think about because it's something so natural, right? But there are a lot of points to think about that if you are unaware of them, you could turn a positive interaction into a situation that leaves the customer with a real sour taste in their mouth. First things first, make eye contact. Then, identify yourself, and if the customer asks your position, tell them. Always make sure to stand up, especially if you're behind the counter. Acknowledge every customer with a simple hello, good afternoon, or do you need assistance? And always use an appropriate tone of voice, upbeat and positive. If you're having a conversation with a coworker and a customer approaches, stop your conversation and attend to the customer. Same goes for answering the phone. When you're listening to a customer, use gestures and verbal cues to let the customer know you're listening and you understand what they are communicating to you. Nod your head or say, I understand. Make sure to ask your customer's name and then call them by name to personalize the interaction. When your customer is speaking, don't rush them. And the last thing is a no-brainer. Smile. Not a creepy, never-ending smile, but a smile that gives an outward representation of your positive attitude. Right? Right. And another important component to successful face-to-face customer service is body language. Huh?
And now it's time for America's favorite quiz show, a Sweatbox. And here's your host, Gern Blanston.
Oh, thank you, Tito. Hello, I'm Gern Blanston. Welcome to the Sweatbox, where we put our contestants in a small box with no air conditioning and ask them a series of questions. Let's get started by joining our returning champion with a grand 3-day total of $635. Bob Frapples. How you doing, Bob?
I'm thirsty. Just have a little drink.
All right then, Bob, are you ready to play?
Sure.
All right, I'm about to give you a topic, and your job is to list off as many examples that you can of the following theme. Body language. As we all know, in face-to-face customer service, body language is just as important as spoken language. Regarding body language, there are many actions that you can make that can appear defensive or confrontational. With 30 seconds on the clock, Bob, list off as many as you can. Go! I think the judges are thinking that one over. And they say right back at you, Bob. Well, you're doing great. How you feeling, Bob?
Well, that last one honestly felt pretty good.
Well, all right then, let's keep going. These next ones are associated with positive forms of body language. I would like to see some that are pensive, attentive, and empathetic. So with 30 seconds on the clock, go. Wow, that was fantastic, Bob. Let's see what the studio audience has to say. Yes. I think they like you, Bob.
That's nice to know.
Wasting no time, Bob. Now give me some examples of body language that show boredom, disrespect, anxiety. 30 seconds on the clock, please. Go. Wow, you're on a roll, Bob. Remember, it's important to be aware of your body language. You don't want to give the wrong impression to the customer. Now for the whole shooting match, plus $150 and a year's supply of Aqua Velva. I would like you to show me some examples of body language that display rejection and insecurity. 30 seconds on the clock, go. Bob Frapples, you've just won $150 plus a year's supply of Aqua Velva, and now you know how important body language is to customer service. Congratulations. How about that Gurn? Good-looking guy. So as you can see, there are many examples of body language to remember, positive and negative, and recognizing them is an art form. Here's a real-world example to help you visualize what I mean. Just a few more seconds and we'll wrap this right up. Great. Excuse me. I'm sorry, sir. Is it okay if I finish with Mr. Rivers first? I promise I'll be with you in a few seconds. Can you show me where the men's room is, please? Well, I'm sorry, but if you just give me a few more seconds, I can show you myself. Yeah. It's a beautiful day out, isn't it? Not like last week. Buckets of rain. It's a lot better this week. It's nice seeing the sun. I'll finish this up so you can get out and enjoy it. And there we go. Mr. Rivers, you have a Tuesday delivery. Here's your receipt. Have a nice day. All right. Thank you very much for your patience. If you'll just come with me. Did you notice what happened? You have to work with the customer that was there first. Through his body language, you could tell Mr. Rivers was in a big hurry and anxious to finish the transaction. So was the other customer. And if you have kids, you recognize the dance he was doing. In this case, the customer service representative had to ask permission to finish with Mr. Rivers. Then he could help the other customer. Just be courteous and upfront with customers, and they'll usually respond in kind. Okay, here's one more example of the importance of being able to read a customer's body language.
Excuse me, honey. The sofa I bought here last week was delivered to my home yesterday. Now, mind you, I wasn't there, but my husband was. And he took a day off work to be there, special. And it was the wrong color. And then they left it there with no explanation. And I want to know what the heck you're going to do about it.
Well, I'm very sorry about this. I know this is inconvenient for you, but I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this. Let me just make some arrangements to get this taken care of right away. Mrs.
Standish.
Okay. Mrs. Standish, let me just pull up your information, then we can print it out. And then we can go to the showroom together, to the furniture you bought, and you can show me exactly what the problem is. How does that sound?
Sure.
Okay. Well, that customer service representative immediately noticed that the customer was upset. She had attitude to spare. He diffused the situation by empathizing with the customer and offering solutions, not excuses. Once he did that, she relaxed her posture. In the customer's eyes, we're at fault, so any excuse will just make the problem worse. You know, we are all social beings. As soon as we come in contact with others, we are communicating long before we say a word. That's why interpreting body language is vital to providing outstanding customer service. It allows us to tailor our style based on a customer's specific needs. And that's what it's all about. Thanks for watching.